feeling angry and not sure how to manage it, or feeling overly worried or anxious, not able to calm down the thoughts. Some people have the ability to regulate themselves better than others, and it can have a huge impact on one's life. I'm Dr. Anthony Collada. I'm a board-certified psychiatrist. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the power of self-regulation and how it can have a huge impact on one's mental health. Emotions and mental health are often considered to be related to how one is thinking or how one is acting or behaving. There may be exceptions to this, but these are general principles that are going to play a role in how one gets better with therapy management, how one gets better with the medications, and so forth. Emotions can also be influenced by one's environment, by drugs, even foods, medications, or medical problems can play a role on emotions. And sometimes it can help to recognize these emotions by pausing, reflecting, even labeling what you are feeling and labeling it on a scale of like 1 to 10 in severity. I talk about this in more detail in some of my previous videos. And I also talk about mindfulness in a previous video, but mindfulness in short is basically to be aware of one's thoughts and feelings and to not necessarily act on them and just kind of remind yourself it's going to go away. It doesn't last forever. Sometimes on the most mundane tasks, like taking a shower or brushing one's teeth, are the most important times to practice mindfulness, because it's like a training which is just going to get you to be able or to practice ignoring or distracting oneself from negative emotions that can come up. Sometimes what can really help to regulate one's emotions or themselves is stress management in general. Eat healthy, exercise, get adequate sleep, have good connections with family and trusted friendships. I do have a whole nother video about stress management you can watch for more information. And another technique that can be helpful is CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy. And that basically says that if you change how you're thinking, that's going to change how you feel. And it's just a relationship that sort of ties together. And the actions and behaviors also are all connected. So it's almost like a system there. By changing your thoughts, they'll change your emotions and the behaviors will follow. Or sometimes it's thought if you change the behavior, your thoughts and emotions will follow. I did mention that social interactions can be helpful in certain cases with stress management. But also, it might be important to have certain boundaries on relationships, especially in cases of domestic violence or abuse. That could be the cause of a lot of mental health problems, and could be a cause of a lot of mood swings or anger that needs to be properly dealt with and processed in order to really live a normal functioning life. So believe it or not, these are some of the same principles that St. Paul wrote to the Philippians about 2,000 years ago, where he says whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are good report, to meditate on these things. He's basically saying meditate on what's positive, what's uplifting, what's inspiring, and that's going to help people to like be happy, to be joyful, to think good thoughts. But whatever you tend to think on grows. So if you think more anxious thoughts, more anxiety is going to grow. If you think more sad thoughts, more sadness is going to grow. So you really want to try to be cognizant and change those patterns. Sometimes it can be difficult to change how one is thinking or feeling. And if it's difficult to redirect the thoughts or redirect the emotions, maybe it's important to see a doctor or a psychiatrist about getting on medications to help calm down the thoughts or help to better regulate the emotions. And usually the medications work most effectively in conjunction with therapy as well. But sometimes it's really important to learn how to process the anger or how to deal with some of these negative emotions so that you don't direct it onto other people, because that can tend to happen. If it's not dealt with properly, then whoever's close to that person may feel the brunt of that resentment or those negative emotions. Now, another perspective that's interesting that can help regulate emotions is a spiritual perspective on fasting. And according to the Orthodox teaching, fasting can involve abstaining from certain foods for a period of time. And the notion here is that abstaining from certain foods is going to give one more self-control in their life, and they're going to be better able to control their thoughts and emotions as well. And fasting, if done the right way, can have a lot of physical and mental health benefits to it. Hope this video gives a glimpse on the power of self-regulation and how that can be important to maintaining good mental health.